Thank you for joining us today. So I'm here in studio with a good friend of mine and also a client, and his name is TL Jentgens. And we're excited to have him in studio to talk about his journey of becoming a musician and turning it into a business. Thank you for joining us. Good to see you today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it so much.
We want to know, how did you get into music? How did you start doing music?
Well, if we go way back, I mean, I started playing music as a kid growing up and all that stuff, but when I really started looking at it as a business and really like doing it professionally, it was probably when I was, I'd say, 15, 16 years old, where I'm like, I want to do this. This is all I wanted to do. And, working odd jobs throughout the years until I eventually in my early 20s was like, I can do this. I can continue just to play music, and looking at being a musician as an actual job. And so once I started doing that in my early 20s, that's all I focused on. But it really expanded from playing in bands, touring with bands, finding acts to play with, until the big transition happened in 2017-18 when I started the show that is TL Jentgens, the show that we met, the one that I've been doing ever since.
Now, many people are good at their trade. Maybe they grow up learning about carpentry. They're good at being able to rehab. They're good at music. But how did you take that from just being something that you were good at to something that you are so successful at, something that you're making money off of, and you're just getting all these shows booked and getting bigger and bigger? How did you turn it from a passion to a profit?
It definitely didn't happen overnight. And definitely the rock star mythos of, oh, a guy walked in, saw me and said, I'm taking you to the top, does not exist. It's hard work, dedication, and honestly, networking and finding the right people to surround yourself with to help you. And so, yeah, playing in bands and going out there and trying to book gigs and doing all these things to really push the music forward happens. But then once I saw it as a business and I thought, okay, how can I push this further? And that's when I wanted to grow the show. And that's where you actually kind of came in. I had no idea about Fund&Grow or anything about what you did. I just went, this is a gig. I'm just playing this show. And all of a sudden, you and I started talking there in your office right there, in the back, and we're just sitting there talking. And that's what expanded my mind to go, maybe this guy could be the guy to help. Because at that point, it seemed impossible to me. What I wanted to do seemed impossible.
Talk a little bit about the funding and how that helped with what you're doing. Or maybe we should even rewind and first talk about what your need was.
I basically built the show. It's funny, I built the show essentially the same way your business works. Is I just went, all right, I'm gonna get a bunch of credit cards. It's a very Kevin Smith way of, like, the way he made movies when he first started, is just get some credit cards, max them out, follow your dream, and if your business goes to plan, it all works out, And that's how I started the show. Like, it was just max everything out I could and build this show. I had a little bit of stuff, but not much. And then whenever the show started gaining popularity, started traveling, started touring, that's when I went, okay, I want to expand. I want to make this bigger. But then at that point, it was like, all right, now it's not getting my hands on 20 grand. We need to be getting my hands on hundreds of thousands of dollars.
And real quick, just to help the viewers understand. Mm-hmm. So, and what were the things that you were buying? Was like speakers and amplifiers?
Oh yeah,
and
the main thing was lights, the screens. Yeah, speakers.
Screens for the back of the show.
Exactly.
Lighting screen.
Yeah, the giant LED screens that have video and stuff on them. Yeah, the lights, all those things, the PA system, they add up so quickly. And on top of that, the big one that I didn't even think about as the show expanded was transportation. A giant rig, a whole trailer, a new truck, all these things that I went, oh yeah, we have to move this stuff. We have to get this there, So yeah, so not only the logistics side of it to get the stuff there, but yeah, a lot of it was equipment. Because I started adding up numbers and I went, I need like 300,000 is really what I needed to look at it. And again, that's all for the lights, it's for everything. But a big part of that was for the truck and trailer as well. The truck and trailer was probably, the truck was already going to be over 100 by itself. So at that point, I was like 100 for the truck. So I really need like 200 for the show.
Not typical equipment for financing.
Not at all.
Tractor.
No.
Or a forklift.
No. And going to a bank or some type of financial institution and going, Hi, I'm a musician. You try to use professional words. Well, what kind of musician? Oh, great. Here we go. And it doesn't instill confidence in any financial institution when you go, I'm a musician, or I play drums, and they're like, it's adorable. That's adorable. Right. See you later. You know what I mean? You know,
the interesting thing is you'd be surprised how often that happens, even in other industries where people go to the bank and they just aren't taken serious.
No,
so
it's
a lot of times that's what the Fund&Grow account managers are doing.
And they were spectacular.
They're presenting it in such a way where they're making it make sense to them.
Like when I went in, and imagine too, I'm a lone guy. What about your business? The business is me. So there's not even like, so if you fail, there's not even somebody else to rely. Like, oh no, there's not. Like they look at it and go, why would we want to help you?
But you do have employees now.
Yes, I wouldn't see. Thanks to all of this, that's the point where the show got so much bigger that I went, I have to hire people to help set this up. But luckily, since the show is bigger, we're in bigger venues, income's coming in, I can hire more people.
So how many different hats would you say that you're wearing and when you're setting all that up, when you're organizing all that and creating the plan?
Eventually I stopped putting titles on it because I'm like, I guess I'm manager, agent, producer. Eventually I just went, I'm just going to keep doing this. It would take more time to put titles on those things.
You know
figure out what?
Entrepreneur.
There you go. I like that.
Now why didn't you go to, like, if you go on Google, there's just like so many funding services.
I didn't even realize what you do and what Fund&Grow does and what you do as a business. Didn't even know it existed, let alone knew it was possible for me to come involved with it. I had no clue. I didn't realize. I thought, okay, I needed to get $300,000. I have to go to a bank. I had a friend who was like, you have to put together a business plan, and then you have to give a presentation, and then you have to find a person who's like one person or one institution that's willing, and then you owe them your life, and if it fails, you're done.
Yep, that's the old model.
Yeah, and I thought that was it. I remember I was like, all right, I have to download Quicken Books, and I have to download this presentation maker, and I'm like, I don't know how to make a presentation. I mean, I know how to make a show, but I don't know how to make a financial business plan presentation. I'm like, but if all I need is some money to help buy a light, and that light will get paid for from the show that it lights up. And so whenever you said I can, basically, we supply businesses with credit cards, and I went, that sounds so easy. You made it sound so easy, and you pulled it right up on your screen, and I went, this is like, I remember you said, we could do this right now. And I went, like, right now? Then go. Yes. What do I have to do? I'm thinking, do I need like a birth certificate and all this stuff? Like, no, we just, a couple little forms of identification, and we do a credit check, and then that's when I realized your team was so important in this. I had no idea, as you're like, no, you said to me, you're like, TL, you're going to have a team of people behind you that are going to be working for you that know how to get these credit card companies to give you more. Even when you said to me, you were in great shape. I went, cool. Don't know what to do with it. Do I make the business plan thing now? No, you went, this is it. We just get financing for you. And then I started thinking, like, okay, credit cards, like, that's what I wanted. Like, that seems so simple. Everybody knows how to use a credit card. Children know how to use credit cards. Now, you have to be responsible with it, but that's where your team came in and helped me. And they're like, no, we're going to get you 0% for this long. And then they had like a plan for even when that runs out, we know how to like move things and do this. And they were there every step of the way, answering every email, every phone call, even moments when I thought, not that I had doubts, but I just went, it seems too good to be true. I'm living proof that it's true. I did it. We got that first round of financing. I think our first round we did was like just under $100,000, I think. When I was getting the emails from every day saying, oh, you got approved for this, get approved for this. I'm going, oh my God. And I remember calling up my rep and going, can I like start buying stuff now? They're like, yeah, go. This is your moment. Go. And I went, it was the weight of not the world, but the weight of all the pressure of succeeding and being an entrepreneur, as you said, at that moment just seemed lighter. It seemed like I can do this, because it was impossible at that moment. And so all of a sudden that $100,000, all of a sudden it paid itself off pretty quick, and they're like, let's do another round. It seems so daunting. It seems impossible. It seems like any person in my position who would go, I have a great idea, I had everything, but how do I just start or even get my hands on the possible capital to start this? And it can almost push you away.
Right.
Whereas like moments, I mean, honestly, when you met me, you just made it clear. You made it so simple. You literally pulled it up right on your screen, right in front of me at your house. You went, it's right here. We could do this now. And it all of a sudden went from this impossible dream to just reality because of you in like a matter of seconds, like literally seconds. I remember when you told me about that, I'm like, because every question I thought about, how could this be bad? Or, you know, I thought I was trying to think of every negative I could. You had an answer for every single one. And you have followed through. Your business, you personally, everything has always done exactly what you said you would do for me. And I would like to think that if I can do it, anybody else can. It's just so much easier than it really can be.
We love funding, and we love being a part of the journey of so many small businesses. So many small businesses that are already successful at what they do, and they just need, you know, just like we need them, they need us.
Yep.
You know, like so often we feel like we're the ones that are applying for a job with the client.
Yeah.
It's not the other way around.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, wait, hey, this funding is so available that if you just choose us, we will provide it for you.
Yeah, I never felt like I was ever being talked down to. I never felt like there was a moment where anybody on your team was ever like, we're helping you. No, it always felt the exact opposite. It was always like, what can we do to help you? Because we need, it's a duplicitous relationship. You need me as much as we need you. But I went from a person with an idea, playing in the smallest bar you could imagine, to the fewest number of people you can imagine, to playing in sold out theaters. Like, it doesn't get any better than that. When you say helping a small business, shoot, some people I at least have a partner. I have a second. I had nobody. I had 0 people. And so that's why I want my example to be a beacon of light to the people who think I can't do it. So,
well, thank you. And thank you so much for coming in studio today.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it so much, man. Thank you. Thank you for having me.